Hello farmers, welcome back to Selendra. First thing on our list today, selling the fabric because the price is really good. Almost $4,000 per, and I forgot how many pallets we have here, but I do want to grab at least two. So let me grab the ones in the back, see if I can grab two of them at once, and we'll just bring them on up and sell them. That should give us enough money to buy our baling trailer, which could also be have pallets loaded onto it. Hard to tell with the grass if I'm actually getting into the pallet or not. I think I am. It says same I am. Let's back on up here. Luckily we don't have to go too far because it's Selendra. It's a small map, right? So we don't have to go too far. I think the road up here is the best one to be taking. And our nice little electric telehandler. And I think the baling trailer, I think this is going to be attached to it. It looks like the hinge is the same. So let's go on down to the store and buy it. I need about 18,000 to go ahead and do this. Okay, so that road connects to that one. We'll just cut across the grass here. Yeah, we should get about $60,000 from the fabric today, so that's pretty darn good. But the baling trailer is something else that we do need to move our bales around and some of the pallets around. Alright, so we're at 18,869, which is good. Let's head on down to the store and we'll buy our baling trailer, because we also got to pick the silage bales that we have in our grass field. We're going to put those over at the sawmill and store them there until probably January, or if I do need money, we'll go ahead and sell them. But I don't know how long they're going to need to ferment on this map. On No Man's Land, my bales or silage fermented in a month. East Vineland, they take 3 months, so I don't know how long it's going to take here. We'll find out. But we're going to store our silage bales over there. And then we got to roll the grass fields because, well, that gives us a stage of fertilization, plus the extra percentage as well. I've already rolled the sorghum fields behind us there that we did last episode. And I've been kind of told that, yeah, you got to roll the fields after you seed them and before the crop grows. If you wait for the crop to grow, rolling the fields, as we found out, though, it will not damage the crop, but it doesn't actually take effect on anything. So you definitely want to go ahead and get your fields rolled after you seed them. So baling trailers right in here. This is on the Mod Hub. It's called the Homemade Bale Trailer. Base price is $15, but we're going with the BKT tires if we can. That does add an additional $2,000 right on top. We are going to go with wide tires, though, for another $400 more, so why not? Main color, we are going to switch it on up. I was looking at colors just before I started recording, and I think a blue would look kind of nice. So we're going to go with that. So the base price, or our overall price, is $17,700. Let's go ahead and buy that. Now, in this series, we're not limiting ourselves to being able to rent. If we want to rent, we can. But most of the stuff I will buy if we're going to need it quite a bit. Is this going to hitch on up to it? Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. That'll work. Okay, so this trailer is a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. But I couldn't really find something. We were looking at the other trailer before that seemed too short. And this one, I mean, maybe just a smidgen too long. It'll make it interesting moving around in some areas, but we got plenty of room, I think. But for now, we're just going to bring this back to the spinnery. We'll plop that there. We'll load it on up with all the fabric. I think we'll put the Deutz on this and have the Deutz haul it around. Not that this telehandler can't do it. But we know we got the Deutz tractor. Might as well go ahead and use it, right? Yeah, how am I going to park this in here? Or next to here. Alright, let's scoot across this farmer's field. I don't think he'll mind. I don't really see the farmers out here too often, so if they got a problem, they come out and tell me. So I don't think they will. So let's go ahead, and we'll just go ahead and park this right over here. I probably should put the Deutz right onto it. That way, the trailer is nice and level, because if I drop it, actually, it's actually staying up there pretty darn good, so go ahead and do that. Alright, now let's scooch in over here and we'll start loading up the pallets of fabric. So that was what, 8,000? I think we got at least another $50,000 worth of fabric here. Could it be more? I don't remember how many pallets we have here. But I'm hoping it's going to be a good amount of money. I do want to pay off some of this loan today. Not all of it. We're going to have to keep some money around so we can have enough money to pay our interest rate at midnight. And, of course, for the horse helper. So that is one thing we have to do. So probably try to keep 10 grand in the bank account. Maybe even more than that. I don't know. Yeah, 10 grand probably seems about right. Never really good with pallet forks, as you guys all know that by now. And the one thing is, it's a little snug in here, isn't it? Trying to get, even if I just had like a tractor or anything like that, getting in here is going to be kind of fun. Let me narrow up those pallet forks a little bit. I wouldn't mind double stacking them if I could, but it's just more work of backing up, going forward, trying to get it lined up just right. I mean, an autoloader would be really perfect for that, but I'm going to try to avoid doing autoloaders on this series because, you know, it's not that much material here. What am I doing? Am I hitting the fence behind me? I think I am. No, I'm trying to... I gotta lift up the forks so I can pull forward. Alright, so this is not the best location maybe to try to unload these. So the other question I had for you guys was on the Fiat last episode, to where I couldn't drive forward or backwards, and at least about 4 or 5 of you said you've had that problem. One person did say they had the problem with the modded and non-modded ones. And I think everyone said it was on the manual transmission tractors they've had that issue. But no one said that if they actually figured out why it's doing it or why it's not doing it. The only fix I found to when it does it is just to go ahead and reset it at the store or wherever it may reset for your map. And it seems to work fine. And there's no rhyme or reason for when it just does it. I mean, the Fiat, when we bought it that first day, I had the bigger Michelin tires on it. And I used it for about 5 minutes, and then it got stuck. It wouldn't move. So I thought it was the tires, and it, you know, that seemed to fix the problem. And then I used it for I don't know how long, until it happened last episode, and so far hasn't done it since again. So, yeah, I'm not too sure on that. I do like the challenge of it being just a little bit snug in here. Although I'm not going to watch you have me do every single one of these. Shove it on by using the fence in front of me. Good thing is, every time I take one, another one respawns. So the more that spawn in is a good thing. Oh, I should also mention, if you watched yesterday's episode of East Vineland, I was having a problem with the fuel refinery saying not enough space. And we had plenty of space in the fuel refinery. And what I found out to be the problem with that is the factory upgrades mod. So we are using that mod on this series here. So I hope I don't have the same problem here, because we did upgrade our spinnery to level 3. I think it was level 3 that we upgraded it to. So I'm kind of hoping we don't have any more issues with that. As far as I know, on this series here, the only other production building we're going to put down is the training facility for the horses. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that nothing else happens. Actually, I better check on that, because on the factories, to make sure it doesn't say out of space or anything. I saw the red there for a minute. That got me nervous. We're just out of wool. But yeah, we got plenty of room there, and the planks here, I might as well go ahead and deactivate that. And the wool I'm just going to leave on because their sheep are going to make wool every day. I just got to bring it over to be processed. All right, so we got 4 more. 4. We got 6 on there. So we're going to have 11 pallets in total. So pretty close to $40,000, right? My math is pretty darn close. So we'll try to pay off $30,000 on the loan. On the $1.5 million that we owe. Small steps, but we'll slowly get there. And I'm going to try to do to where, like we kind of did like a no man's land, to where... Ooh, did not expect the trailer to do that. Kind of dip down the front. To where I can't re-borrow any money. So if I repay off the loan, I can't borrow back up to $1.5 million. So we're going to try to do something like that. That way it stops me from just keep on buying stuff when we need it. So I'm not going to stick that as a hard rule. But I just don't want to keep borrowing money and get it, you know, keep always being at 1.5 million. I said I was going to have you guys watch me load all of these, but I just kept on talking, and here we are at the last one. I should be doing this from the top-down view because it can make it a little harder to tell how high off the ground your forks are. Alright, let me go park this on the grass field. Let's go grab the Deutz. Get those up there delivered. Now there should be straps on this baling trailer. Although we're only going up over the hill with it, so it's not that big of a thing, but all it takes is 1 or 2 to fall off to ruin your day. Alright, can we jump over this fence? There we go. And then we do have to fertilize our oat field. That is due to be fertilized. Looking nice up there. I will be happy when harvest season comes around so we can see how much grain we got for the horses. As I say, I hope this attaches to this, and it does. Do we have straps? Whoa! Okay, I looked down to hit my button, and I looked up, and fabric was flying everywhere. Okay. Alright, well, you saw me load them on up, so we're going to have to just do this here. Not sure what happened there. Alright, let's go get these delivered. So I believe this Deutz only has 52 horsepower. I didn't think this was going to be an issue, but she just needs to find the right gear. I do believe I can put a higher horsepower engine in here. I'd rather not do that right off the get-go. We're trying to pay off some of this loan today. $11,000 liters of fabric. I don't know how much those weigh. But now I know in the future that this Deutz probably won't be able to maneuver some stuff around. We'll just have to keep on using it for fertilizing, liming the fields. said about 40,000, right? So 43,234, sorry, is what we got. All right, let's go in there. And we're going to pay off. We'll start with 20,000 today. How about that? Let's start off with this repaying of 20 grand, getting us down to 24. It's a little bit of something. How much are we paying for interest overnight? 5,000 even. I'm trying to see water cost. That is for our pens, not production costs, not property maintenance. I'm trying to see. So where does the horse helper come in? 6 horses. That's got to be like $1,800-ish. Transportation fee for the cotton is kind of expensive. You can see that in there. It's not under water cost. That property maintenance, that might be where it's going, where it's being added, because that seems like it's kind of high for a little amount of property that we own. That's where I'm going to assume that's where it's going. Yeah, so this Deutz cannot really, it's having a hard time with nothing on the trailer pulling it around. Okay, so once it gets going, it's not too bad until I get to a little bit of a hill. I'll try to stay out of my farmers' neighbors' fields here. Oh, there's a big bump there. I'm going to go ahead and pull this on down here. I'm going to leave the Deutz hooked up to it for now, because that way I won't get the same problem I did with the fabric, where it bounces around everywhere. How is this fermenting here? It's at 2%. So I'm guessing it's going to be 3 months as well. Maybe on this map. Let me spread out those tongs a little bit. Those forks. Someone did ask, not on this series. It could have been on the No Man Land series, or maybe it was, no, actually it was probably on East Vineland. Why don't we use the bale spikes and we use the pallet forks? Well, going way back, at least when I started in 15, the bale spikes were always seemed to be rather sticky, meaning when you went to take the bales off, they would really stick, and the pallet forks always seemed to do so much better. So it's just old habits of having a pallet fork to do the job. And I just realized the one on the right was lower. I should have taken that one off first. And instead of having 2 implements around, bale spikes and pallet forks, we're just going to go ahead and stick with the pallet forks here. Although in real life you would not want to poke a hole into these bales like that. You seal them up so they can ferment. And here I am poking a hole into them. I mean, actually, the way this is, it might almost be easier if I just put the bales on here and drove them over to the sawmill itself and just put them on down. Yeah, figured that might happen. I'm not getting them on even enough. Alright, it's trying to flip it over. So let's go ahead and do it like this. and then miss it completely. That's what happens when we get used to autoloaders. You get out of practice from doing it. Alright, so I got, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to grab. Let's try to avoid the bumps in the roads if I can. Oh yeah, and I got one grass bale. I'm going to have to grab that one on its own. Maybe just grab one at a time, I think. Yeah, the last 4 bales, I figured, you know what, might as well bring them on in here and put them on down with the telehandler because I got to take them off the trailer anyway, so by the time I do that, is it really worth it just to move them the extra 100 meters or so? And once again, the reason why we're putting them in here, if I were to store them in the other area, that is where the bales can be sold, and I don't want to go over the trigger and sell them because they'll be sold as grass bales, which are not worth a darn thing, basically. I mean, they are worth something, but obviously silage bales are better. But get in there. Trying to make it look somewhat decent. And the other bale that's out there, the reason why that didn't get wrapped is because even though I switched the baler over to a smaller size so it could be wrapped, there was already grass in the baler, and it was already set to the bigger size, and you can't downsize or upsize once the bale is already in there. Well, I don't know about upsizing. I think these are, what, 180 centimeters? So obviously, if you're trying to go down to 150, the baler might be saying, look, I already got more than what 150 centimeters is. I don't know if you're set at 150 and you put it up to 180, is it still going to spit out the first bale at 150? If it's already got material in it, I don't know. I'm going to say it'll still spit out a 150 bale before it gets upsized. But either way, we're going to go over this and just feed this to the sheep because it's pure grass. The horses need hay, not grass, and the sheep can take either or. So I'm just going to put this in right into their trigger, and they can keep on taking this for a little while. And we'll see how we're doing when July rolls around, right? Let's see, May, June, yeah, July is when the grass will be ready to be cut again. And we'll see how much hay that we've gone through from our inventory. So far, not any. I got like 3 bales over at the horse stable. And we got the bales that are over here. I think there's like 6 of them. They're stored away. And actually, while I'm over here, I might as well grab the wool and bring that on over to be processed into fabric. Because I can sell fabric again tomorrow. The best price for fabric, usually according to the price chart, is at the beginning of May. So, might sell like 2 or 3 more pallets tomorrow. Go shove this into the trigger, and then we'll grab our Deutz and go park that into the sawmill. I'll have to get the other silage bales off that trailer. Because I do have all those pallets of planks that we're going to be selling in July, I believe. It's the best time to sell those. I don't think it'll be this episode, but probably next episode we'll get in the lumbering a little bit more. Cut down some more trees, get the sawmill up and running. Let's just go ahead and take that. Alright, let's leave that parked there for now. I was hoping this Deutz could haul around some stuff, but I mean, it can. It's just a little slow pace and getting up to speed. Go ahead and just plop that right there, and hopefully the stand stays up. Alright, let's go get our fertilizer spreader. And we'll take care of the oat field. I'm not sure if these tires that we have on the Deutz are considered narrow tires or not, so I would have to be kind of careful of going in a field after the crops get to a certain height. Plop that lime right there. I can't remember if I got fertilizer back at the shop or not, but if not, well, we'll just have to go ahead and buy it. I want to say I used it all when I was seeding the sorghum, and I filled the drill up with fertilizer. And I do believe I'm mistaken. Is that enough? Well, it ain't gonna hurt to buy more, because it's not like I won't ever use it. Am I close enough to fill up? Yes, I am. Alright, so now we got a full spreader. Spending the cash already, I know. So for the time being, I would like to hold on to the fabric and sell it at the best time. But seeing our money situation, that's our only form of income. I'll probably have to sell it almost every month just to keep us our head above water until we can start selling some other products. I mean, yeah, we'll sell the planks in July. We are selling strawberries. Watch out for that dip. Yep. Right, so this field's not taking as much fertilizer as I thought it might. And another thing I got used to with precision farming was if I were to bring the map up, I would be able to see where I've been fertilizing. And now I'm just going to have to figure it out on my own, which is okay. I don't think the map is big enough to have GPS, and really GPS, I just don't think it's going to fit here. So we'll try to do the best we can. Yeah, I think this part of the field here, it's such a small area, it may not be worth trying to get in here with our equipment in the future. But that fabric was not too bad. Got us almost a $20,000 trailer, and then $40,000 cash. So yeah, about 60 grand worth of fabric today. And since we got our spinnery up to level 3, I think we'll get 3,000 liters every month. Even if the price drops down to say 2,000, you know, that'd be $6,000 a month, and that would be enough to just about offset our payments at midnight. Not quite, but almost. But as we slowly pay off that loan, that interest rate, of course, will come down as well. But the only thing I am going to have to do is try to save up $100,000 for the training facility. I mean, $20,000 for the trailer to move the trained horses to sell them. That isn't too bad. But since this is my first time to really getting into horses on 22, I'm not really sure what the best price is for them. So when they max out, that's when you're supposed to bring them to the training facility. But I'm kind of hoping before we do that, our horses will have some offspring, and that way we don't have to buy horses to replace the ones that we're bringing to be trained. I went to buy more property also to put down the training facility. It's a big piece to throw on down. And I'm thinking that grass field on the other end of where Earl is the dude that runs the livestock market. Yeah, right now I'm just I really don't know how I'm covering this field. I can't really see the texture difference in the crop. And I don't remember how much that grass field is on the other end of town. Alright, let's see how bad of a job I did here. So I'm going to have to go here. Yeah, so I got a couple spots here and there. I mean, overall, it's not that bad. Probably going to waste more fertilizer than anything trying to find these spots. Okay, so over in this corner. I don't know, let me know in the comments below because I've never done rolling before. So you may ask how I can do this before we get to the stage where the crops have grown. Well, actually, you know what? I can go test this out myself right now because I've already rolled the field. It'll be easier to see. Alright, so I'm going to answer my own question here in just a moment. So, on the base game of Farming Simulator, you have to fertilize the field twice if that's what you have turned on. And you can't fertilize the field and then go back and fertilize it again. You got to change the state of the field before you can put the second application on. Since I fertilize the field when I plant, I can't just go right back on the field and fertilize again. I have to wait for the crop to grow, or when I'm about to find out, I rolled this field up here of sorghum. I'm hoping I can fertilize it, and that way I'll be able to see where I've been and where I haven't been. It'll be easier to see. I like the fact I got to go through this this pond to get to this end over here. So, can I fertilize after you roll? Does that count? So, rolling doesn't count? Or are these fields... Oh, these fields already no. I was like, maybe the field's already got double fertilization on it, but it doesn't. So, yeah, we planted the field and fertilized it. I then rolled the field, and I thought, okay, would that change the state? And now I'm trying to fertilize, and it's not accepting the fertilizer. So... even though I'm wasting I'm using fertilizer, it's not being taken onto the field because it's not changing color. Alright. So that answers my question about... I'm trying to find the right cycle so I don't have to do what I just did in the oat field, where I fertilize after the crop grows. It's kind of hard to see where I've been and haven't been. And I would have the same problem. I can't fertilize the field after harvest because all I'm doing to the fields after that is going in and planting. And I don't know if I can fertilize then plant. I don't think you can do that either. I've been doing precision farming for too long at this point to remember the sequence. We'll get it figured out. I guess, you know, another way I could do it, because some of you said you would like to see me cultivate the fields. Even though we got a direct drill, I guess I could cultivate the field. So what I would have to do is fertilize the field first, then cultivate the field. Then when I go and use the planter or drill, that would get my second stage in. So I'm just curious here. Not that I'm going to do it today, but it'd be good to know. If I remember, I can upgrade the horsepower in this thing. Customize. So 52 horse, and we can upgrade it for 5,000, get it up to an 82 horse. That is not a bad upgrade. I mean, we're talking 30 more horsepower, 60% increase in what it currently has. So that could help it on out. And it's only $5,000, but I'm not going to do it today. Think about it a little bit. Alright, so now I'm going to just check on the grass fields here. So the grass fields, just by rolling them, we should get our second stage of fertilizer. Oh no. No! Alright, I got that problem again. Yep, it's stuck. I mean, I can turn the wheels. Alright, let me reset it. It's simple enough. Luckily, I don't have to go too far. If it only does it once in a while, it's not going to bother me. But if it continues to do it like every episode, then we'll have to figure something out. But everyone that commented on the previous video about this problem, everyone said it was a manual transmission tracker that they were using that they had problems with. Alright, let's get the field rolled. Have to do this today. I don't want to wait until next month because the grass would grow, and if I were to roll this after the grass grows, it would reset it back a month, basically back to this state right here that the grass currently is in. So I was kind of wondering that. You see that little bit of swath right there. Is that really picking my front end of the Fiat off the ground? I do got weights on... No, that's right. I do got the 3-point leakage on the front of this. I didn't go with the weights on the front. Could have been just because I was in that dip in the road there. So it seems like the grass fields that we have, I was kind of nervous about it at first when I was buying the fields. I'm like, okay, well, let's buy this many grass fields. I was a little bit nervous saying, is this going to be enough for what we have? But I still got to keep in mind, right now we only got 56 sheep, I think it is, somewhere around there. So that can hold almost 200 sheep. So right now we're only feeding 50. Eventually I'm going to have to feed 200, so can I keep up with it is the question with the fields that we have. So it's kind of weird. Rolling the field would reset the grass, but doesn't get rid of the swaths of grass or grass patches that I didn't get with the windrower and baler. My luck hasn't been the greatest lately with mods here in Farming Simulator the past week or so. The meat market on East Violin, and then the factory upgrade mod messing up my fuel refinery on East Violin. And right now, having the issues with the manual transmission Fiat. It's almost like the transmission is, or the clutch or the flywheel is going bad in it. And we have to reset the tractor to get it to go. That's one grass field done. So in May next month, we got to fertilize our sorghum field, and then our fields will be all set. The grass field, of course, will be all set as well until July before they're ready for harvest again. We'll figure out then, do I want to make more silage bales or make another round of hay bales and just prepare for getting more sheep. And also, right now we only got 6 horses, and that stable can hold 16. So I got to, kind of think about that. And also, the training facility that we're going to put down, that production building, I'm going to have to feed the horses that go in there as well. So even though I'm transporting them to a production building, you got to feed the horses in that training facility. So I just got to make sure these 2 grass fields that we currently got are going to keep up. If not, it's not that big of a deal. We can always buy hay, bales at the store. But I'd rather go ahead and make our own, make sure we got enough. But I think we'll get back to cutting down some more trees. Get the sawmill back up and running. That sawmill seems to be made planks rather quickly. But the baling trailer, I'm not too sure if I'm going to use that for bales as much. If I'm just going to store them there, I might just use the telehandler and, transport them that way. But that trailer is going to be good for the pallets, because instead of just picking up 2 pallets at a time, we're going to have a lot of pallets and planks to be transported over. I'll probably definitely have to use a Fiat to bring them wherever they need to go. That Deutz is not going to be able to handle that, I don't think. Alright, just double check on our grass fields just to make sure. It looks like they've been fertilized by rolling it. I wait for it to update. Yep, they are double fertilized. They are good. Our oat field's looking good. Our sorghum field will look a little bit better. Just got to wait 1 more month before we can fertilize that. And also I'm thinking maybe next episode we'll just do a little bit of landscaping. Get this road fixed a little bit here. Don't want to damage our tractors and implements by going into those little ditches. I think any farmer probably would go ahead and clean up the roads a little bit. I'm not too sure though. This Fiat tractor is getting me a little nervous about where it gets stuck like that. But luckily the store is not too far, so just by resetting it and bring it back on down seems to be good. So this building here, yep, we should have another pallet as the day goes on. We just have 2 greenhouses now out of the 4 making cotton and delivering it here, and the spinnery is almost as equal to those 2 greenhouses. The greenhouse is still adding more than what the spinnery can handle. But overall, not too bad. It's almost equal. And the rest of the other 2 greenhouses are making strawberries, and we just got in the direct selling. And yeah, and when July comes, let's see, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19,000 liters right now of planks. And planks do sell for, when the price is right, for $1,500. So that's going to be a pretty darn good price as well. But we'll have more because we'll cut down some more trees. I'm trying to figure out, yeah, probably get those. Trying to figure out line of sight for our yarder. In the future, the yarder may not be our answer for everything because once we start trying to cut down those trees, you know, the yarder is not going to have a hard time getting over the rooftop of the sawmill and place it down where the trigger is to get the wood in there. So we may have to change up what we're doing with the yarder. If I plant trees in here now, they won't be ready until next year anyways. So yeah, we're going to have to come up with a different thing for the yarder. I'm not too sure. I don't know. We'll figure that out. I got to get these bales piled in over here so we get the loading trailer all set for the planks in July, but not too bad. Got ourselves a trailer and paid off some of the loan a little bit at a time, but eventually the loan will be gone. And by that time, this farm will be looking hopefully a little bit better. Not that it's looking bad now, but yeah, we'll see. We shall see. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Selendra. But until then, have a good one.